Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, it is a beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon. It's just afternoon, like 12:08, 12:10. I'm still here at the Kentucky Exposition Center, but it's time to head home. Originally, Amanda and I were going to film the truck parade today. But in a strange situation of coincidence, we went out to dinner last night after the show closed, and when we pulled back in, the sun was just getting ready to go down, and the trucks were parading around the loop. So we ended up getting all that footage last night. So this morning we just slept in a little bit and had some really good conversations this morning, and now it's time to head home. So no filming today. The truck parade has already been filmed and is uploaded. So I got to get Goliath fired up. I've got to get the generator put away because it is still cold here. So I've got the heat running inside. It's only about 45 right now. It's beautiful, but it is cold. So let's get this road trip started. It's time to head home. Nothing like a 60 series cold start. All right, so I've got the generator put away, my chair, step stool, all that. Everything outside is done. But there are a few things I got to take care of on the inside. So like to keep the refrigerator from coming open, I've got these little hooks, little bungee cord right there. Now that door won't come open going down the road. I'm gonna fold up this table and put it down on the ground, move that fan down on the ground. That way they don't fall over as we travel. All right, also go take our water filtration system and I set it down here on the floor next to these water bottles. That way it doesn't fall off the counter if I gotta do an emergency braking situation. All right, guys, I believe we're all set to go. Everything is secure and ready. I've looked at the maps. We are 1 hour and 29 minutes away from Skyline Chili. So we're gonna go over there and grab some lunch. Then we're gonna hit the Buckys, top off with fuel. You know, I debated on eating at Buckys because they got some really good food there too. But I really want the Skyline Chili. So maybe I'll still get something at Buckys and just throw it in the fridge, save it for later or something. But as of now, Goliath is warmed up. Everything is secure, everything is put away. I think it's time to hit the road. Now I do have to be a little careful here. You see the brick wall to the left. Gonna make sure not to swing so quickly that the tail of Goliath swings around and hits it. There we go, we are clear. Look at that, that's just a neutral, guys. We were on the hill. I guess I should air up the airbags. I just drove the hitch. All right, let's let that air up and we'll get going. To the Kentucky Exposition Center. Hitting a little bit of a slowdown trying to get out of Louisville. Don't know what's going on. Right lane closed. We all got to move over some. right, guys, we made it to the parking lot where the Skyline is. We got Goliath parked over here, empty parking lot, relatively easy access in, like I had hoped. So now we're gonna go grab some Skyline. It's actually a little bit of a hard decision whether to go to First Watch or to go to Skyline. I am choosing Skyline simply because I don't come across Skylines as often. I may not have another chance to get a Skyline for another year. Where First Watch is, we've got one in Asheville, not that far away. There's one in Daytona we go to on a regular basis. There's one in Panama we go to on a regular basis. This one is kind of special actually, because this one right here behind me is the very first Watch that Kate and I ever ate at and fell in love with the restaurant. So we're doing chili today though. So the styling in this Skyline is actually very different. It's a fairly new restaurant. In fact, I don't ever remember seeing it here when we came up last year. And when I trip planned to come here, and I looked on the maps, it was just an empty lot that said Skyline Chili. So it's got to be relatively new. Looks like a brand new building.
Hi, I'm Macy. Welcome to Skyline.
Hi guys, in the last video, somebody left a comment asking what was under the chili, and that is spaghetti. Just a quick education. There are different ways you can get chili at a Skyline or even at the Gold Star. So you've got 3 ways, 5 ways. It all depends on what you're putting on. Here's the description exactly from the menu. A 3-way is our signature dish, steaming spaghetti covered with our secret recipe chili and topped with a mound of shredded cheddar cheese. Now that's the 3-way. If you want a 4-way, it's all of that, but you also get diced onions or beans. And then if you want to make it a 5-way, you get the onions and the beans, which is what I got. So putting spaghetti under your chili and then topping it, I believe that's what they just call Cincinnati chili, and that's because Skyline kind of started in Cincinnati. Whether Skyline invented this or they just kind of branded the Cincinnati chili as Skyline, I really don't know. I've always been a fan of chili on top of something. I mean, I love it by itself, but on top of spaghetti is really good. Sometimes when I make it at home, I'll even just pour it over like a bed of rice, and it's really good that way. I don't know if that's Cincinnati chili or if it's a different type. I don't know. I don't care. It just tastes good. Now, in last week's video, I had mentioned how I really like a Gold Star and Skyline chili, both, and that they're the same concept of restaurant, but the recipes are different. So it's like the Coke and Pepsi thing. They're both cola, but some people prefer the taste of one over the other. I also said that given the choice, I would choose Skyline just about every time. And now that I'm here and halfway through my meal, I can confirm that this is way better, in my opinion, than the Gold Star was. But I still like the Gold Star, but Skyline's definitely top notch. Ooh, I'm so stuffed now. They also had a white chocolate raspberry cheesecake special for dessert. And yeah, I had that too. Don't judge me. I'm a fat kid. It's just what we do. All right, so next stop is Bucky's, just to top off with fuel. Again, I don't need to stop there, but it's the cheapest place around to get fuel. So I want to top the tanks off. That'll get me further down the road later on. Now that I've eaten, I won't need any food there, but I will most likely get some coffee, and I definitely need to clean this windshield. It's pretty nasty. It's literally like an exit or two up. It won't take us very long at all to get there. See? Told you we weren't that far away. Pretty quick. Now, I don't know if you can tell from the time lapse, the line of cars trying to get out of this place, but it is an absolute madhouse here today. There is a lot of people here, and I mean a lot. All right, we're all done here at the Bucky's. Just splashed in another $300 worth. And you see that brought us right to the top, at least on the passenger side tank. It's a little low on the driver's side, but it's gonna level up. We talked about that already. All right, let's get back on the road. It's already 4 p.m. Still got, I don't know what, four and a half hours of driving to do. I don't have any other planned stops. Not to say I won't have to stop for restroom break or maybe get some more coffee at some point, but let's just get going. Looking forward to being home tonight. I just came through London, Kentucky, and I remembered I got a friend that lives there too, and I actually originally wanted to stop and say hi to him. James Irby, if you're watching, hey, sorry, I forgot about you till I passed through already. Been a friend for a long time. He's a tranny guy. I don't take that the wrong way. I mean, he does trannies. Well, I guess that doesn't sound good either. He gets paid to do trannies. Get your mind out of the gutter. He gets paid to rebuild automotive transmissions. That's better. Yeah, I see spring is springing. Look at all these purple buds here on the right, some pink ones. It's really pretty through here. A little bit of orange and red over there on the other side. I don't know how well it's coming out on camera. joke sometimes. They can get you without warning. Clearwater, Tennessee right now. We're going to stay on the interstate until we get to Cleveland. And that's when we'll jump off and head east. Back through the Buckys Gorge on into Murphy, North Carolina. And you can probably hear the guy on the radio. I don't know who he is. He's always on the radio when you're coming near Chattanooga. Now I'm pretty far out still, so he's got to have some power to be reaching out here. Half the time I can't hear who he's having a conversation with, but I can hear him. I think he's always there. I don't think he does anything else but sit at the radio all day long and talk to people.
Exactly, proof's in the pudding. Oh yeah, it's just a range of light. Well yeah, my guys are talking worldwide. The ones that listen real good. Yeah, the wannabes, the little trans, whatever you want to call them. Now we were talking to one of them.
Guys, so we are
They got the stock Dunkin'.
off of the interstate now, pretty much all back roads from here on out. You know, this guy on the radio, I've been listening to him for, I don't know, probably half an hour now since we last spoke. And I can make out a few words here and there, even an entire sentence every once in a while. But I have no clue what the actual conversation is about. I am so lost. There's even a part of me that's wondering whether it's some kind of pre-recorded show that just plays on a loop, because there was a lot of chatter there for a little bit about spider boxes and bandwidths and so on and so forth. And truth is, when we were coming up to Kentucky on Wednesday, and I could hear them on the radio, they were talking something about spider boxes and bandwidths then too. So I just really don't know. All right, guys, I pulled off here just for a moment because I had to pee really bad. We're only about, I think, 60 or 70 miles from home, but it's all back roads to the gorge, and we are losing light pretty fast. So I think we're just going to time lapse this, make it through the gorge like a rocket ship. All right, guys, about 9 p.m. and I made it home. I'm just waiting for Katie and Michaela to get here to pick me up, take me back to the house. And of course, we got to unload groceries and all that good stuff. But that's it, man. Matt's 2024 is in the books. Now, if you guys liked the trucking content, remember, in April, I think it's the third week of April, somewhere around the 22nd, 24th, somewhere in that area, we will be down in Wildwood, Florida. There are two events at the same time, and we'll be there filming both of them. The first is the 75 Chrome Shop Big Rig Truck Show, which is always a great show. Some of the same trucks are out here this week will be there. And at the same time, they've got the Leesburg Bike Fest. So motorcycle rally and a truck show, literally 10 miles apart from one another. So we'll be there filming that. If you guys enjoy that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the trucking channel. And hopefully you can enjoy that future content there as well. But for now, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time I see you, keep those engines running. And I don't know if it showed up good on the time lapse, but that moon rising above the mountains just before I went into the Coe Gorge was absolutely beautiful. I can try to slow down that footage, but when I'm time lapsing, when I slow it down, it gets really jerky and crappy. But we'll see what we can do in the edit. So if you see that right here, it worked. And if you don't, it's because it sucked.